1988, I think. At the end, they summoned a really big ghoulie to kill all the little ghoulies. In Killer Clowns from Outer Space, there was the giant killer clown, and in Critters, there was the giant critter.
The ball?
No, that was Critters 2.
Oh.
In Critters 1, there was one giant critter. So it's like, and these movies are 86, 87, 87, and 88. And these are just I didn't look this up. This is just what popped into my head as I was taking down notes. So like, there was a theme of this about the bigger version of all the little monsters at the end.
Oh, I love it.
It's just a funny little thing, I guess. I don't know how else to verbalize it than that, but it's just a fun. I smell
an article coming along here.
I don't even know what to call that theme, but this is a thing.
Yeah, I do have to say though, this is also random, but Ascot Guy was really good at shooting lights at the end.
Why is it that when those things first started coming down, before it was like totally full on a deluge of raining ticks, right? Where there was a hole and there's like two props guys just frisbeeing them down as fast as they can. Like there was a sack they were unloading of plastic ticks. Before it hit that level and there were just a few ticks in the house, that guy was a crack shot at shooting ticks.
Yep. He was wiping them.
And when it started raining ticks, but before he was overtaken, all of a sudden you triple the targets and he can't hit anything.
He was like Doc Holliday.
Those things would be really hard to shoot.
Yeah, he was nailing them.
Like shooting a bunch of scrambling mice in a room, that would be difficult.
That's a horrible visual.
I'm just saying. So he went in like a minute from a crack shot to like someone who left the safety on.
Yeah, he went from shooting fish in an ocean to to not hitting fish in a barrel.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
But hey, so we had a question right from Jesse Deal.
From Buddy Deal.
Buddy Deal. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Jesse. So, Buddy, he wanted to know if we had any real-life terror stories of bugs, right?
Right.
So, I don't have a terror story, but I was playing golf one time, and I'm allergic to bees, and a bee stung my hand, or bit, whatever it does, stung my hand, and my when you blow up one of those medical gloves, that you blow it up and it's just puffed out, that's what my hand looked like. It was horrible. I couldn't play golf anymore, and I walked around with a club hand. How
did that feel using that? Could you use your hand?
Oh, no. I had to stop.
Did it hurt anytime you touched anything?
Oh, yeah, it was bad. Well, it blew up. It looked like a thing. And then I took some Benadryl, and then I just had to wait for it to go get better. But that was, when you're young and your hand blows up like a little glove, that freaked me out, man. And
I got a bunch of bug stories, but honestly, it's like they're not scary if you don't live it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it. So, like, there was a time that I was in Costa Rica. I was 200 feet up in this catwalk that was made just so that people could do canopy research. But it's just in the middle of this rainforest in Costa Rica. So it's not like it's a developed area. And you hook in, right? Like you're mountain climbing, you latch a carabiner on so that if you start to fall, it'll catch your belt.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm up there. And while I'm up there, I have a light and a sheet to attract bugs 200 feet up in the canopy. And this huge roach, and I have this specimen. This huge roach, it was probably 2.5 to 3 inches long. And people say, like, oh, I've got roaches like that. No, trust me, if you saw this roach next to the roach you're thinking of, this roach could eat your roach.
This is the Brundle Tick.
It's a big, wide one. It is. It was big, wide thing. It's shaped, Mark, I'm going to hold this up so it's shaped like this. Like this thing is a beast.
So it kind of looked like a Twinkie.
Right, and it landed, and I heard it land. It sounded like someone dropped a big plastic tick toy next to my feet. And that thing, I saw it, and I'm like, oh, okay, there's that roach. Maybe I'll grab it when it climbs up the sheet to get to the light. It climbed up my pant leg. It climbed up my pant leg, and this thing is built like an armored vehicle. So I'm hitting, and I mean hitting as hard as I can, my calf through my pants. And it is not hurting it. It is just like the Ticks movie. It's not hurting it. It keeps climbing up. But while I'm up there, I am losing my balance, and I almost fall over the side.
Wow.
Because the side of this thing, this catwalk, it's only a foot wide. And then it kind of V's wider for the handles, but it only goes 3 feet high. And I'm 6'3". And even though I'm clipped in, I have to stop and wonder if at a high speed, if I really tumbled over there at 200 pounds, would that thing have broke?
Woof.
That roach, no joke, could have killed me.
So
and I have that roach.
I would put rubber bands or tie my pant legs or tuck them into my socks.
Well, that's, sometimes you do that stuff like when you're out in the field during the day because you're worried about ants, especially army ants, right? Yeah. But I'm 200 feet up. I'm not thinking about anything like that. And plus you were climbing up, so it probably wouldn't stay anyway. But no, there was none of that worry. That thing got up my pant leg. And this process, in my head, this lasted 90 seconds. It probably really lasted 6 seconds.
How funny would it have been if you you unbuckle your pants and you're trying to grab it and the big light shines on you and you...
Dude, I'm sure, but that terrified me. And when that thing flew in, I thought it was a bat. Really, because its wingspan is 6 inches, and it makes this plastic kind of flapping sound because their wings it's not like a hummingbird. It's a big, clumsy flyer. Yeah. I thought a bat was coming at me. It lands, it makes a loud noise, goes up my pant like that. And again, if you're not living this, but my heart rate, I was probably like that little dwarf bunny in the kindergarten after it's been handled by 48 kids in every which way. Its heart feels like it's going to explode out of its chest. That's it probably doesn't sound scary to listeners. It scared the shit out of me. Okay. And I almost fell off of a cliff chasing a beetle in Asia. And that's not a joke.
Nice.
I almost fell off a cliff. I actually caught a small tree as I was leaning, and I didn't even know there was a cliff there. And then I saw that most of my body was hanging over a cliff.
Wow. So you were bugging out over a bug and you didn't see it.
Telling you, man, these things, they can kill you. It's not always about sleeping sickness and dengue.
It's falling off cliffs, chasing it.
I'm telling you, man, they're gonna knock you off of a catwalk.
So I got another question. Meg asked us one, and so she just basically said, "What are your favorite cinematic bugs?" And she meant that as a blanket term for all and any variation,
which I appreciate. So I took that as basically any arthropod-like thing in a movie.
You have Aunt Blanche.
Aunt Blanche. Aunt Dot from the Golden Girls.
That's right. Wait, Blanche. So I got some weird ones. Can I kick us off?
You go right ahead.
All right,
so we're gonna overlap a bit.
In Evolution, I don't know if it's quite a bug, but I love the one that goes into Orlando Jones, and it goes into his suit, and he's running around screaming.
Yeah, dude, now he's under his skin like the ticks.
Yep, and I guess it didn't tear apart his skin. Maybe it's a different kind of bug, but I love that they flip him around, and they pull the bug out of his butt. Oh no, they're like, we're gonna have to take the leg. He's like, no, not the leg. And David Duchovny goes, no, not the leg. He thinks he's an athlete. I mean, that's a great line.
And then he goes, it's moving up to the groin. Take the leg. Yeah. Take the leg.
Take the leg. Oh wait, I think I can get it from the back. And then they rip it out, and he's like, I have some ice cream. And they're like, yeah, what flavor? He's like, it doesn't matter. It's for my ass.
It's for my ass. Did you? You never potted about Evolution, have you?
Yeah, no, we need to, because I think I love the relationship between Orlando Jones and Duchovny. I think Julianne Moore has a lot of fun in it, and I really dig Stifler, Sean William Scott, being a nicer version of him. I like nice Sean William Scott.
I like everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
I even like the cop at the house. Remember who it's very technical. It's, okay, yeah, it's technical. You guys aren't fooling me with that again. And the selenium sulfide guys.
Oh, Ethan Suplee, right? And then they almost fall into the pit.
I mean, it's all, that whole movie is solid gold.
Yeah, I've watched that movie more than probably most movies, but I just like that little fly. And there's a lot of little squishy bugs. But I just love that line. No, not the leg. He thinks he's an athlete. That's a good. I don't know if they came up with that, but I love that bit. I think it's a funny moment.
That feels like a brilliant ad lib.
Yeah.
It feels like a brilliant ad lib, yeah.
I could retire with that. And there's also a scene where Duchovny's walking up after that whole operation, and they're walking back in the university. He takes his hat, and he flings it a good 20 feet, and it lands perfectly in a trash can. But a trash can with the ringer around it, the metal ringer, not just an open one. It's a perfect shot. And no one catches that, but it's a good movie. I like it. So what bug do you got?
All right, we're gonna start with horror. There's this movie from 1988 called The Nest, and it is about killer roaches. But this movie goes full tilt, batshit crazy. And remember in the remake of The Thing, at the end when she's on the thing's ship, and it's like this big weird monster that's a combination of a bunch of people, and it has like 3 faces side to side.
Yep.
You have a monster like that in the end of The Nest, because these roaches kind of merge with the DNA of what they eat, including dead people. And so it looks like this Egyptian death god of a thing with these multiple faces, and one of them has giant mandibles coming out of it. It's terrifying. It is terrifying. It is hokey awesome. It is gory as sin. It's ridiculous. I love this creature. And if anyone listening is like, if you are even like 1% interested in what I'm saying and you're a horror fan, go find The Nest. You'll thank me. There's also a roach cat.
And you have a review on this on the site, right?
Oh, of course. Of course I do. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, so
there's a picture of this creature. There's a picture of this multiple human-faced creature in the review. And I have the roach cat in the review. They're not the best pictures, but some of these obscure 80s movies, you can't find a lot of screen grabs.
Yeah, you gotta read this review, because you have a bunch of pictures on there, so at least you'll get a vibe of it, right?
Oh, but I mean, yeah, like if you like gore or you like fun 80s horror, if you like ticks, if you even like ticks a little, like go watch The Nest. You'll thank me.
I got a weird one. This is Beetle from Kubo and the Two Strings, voiced by Matthew McConaughey.
That's a good choice.
I think it's one of the most beautiful to look at movie. I watched it again recently, and I was just transfixed. I've watched it 3 times, and every time I just stare at the screen. But I just like that there's a beetle who can handle swords and is voiced by Matthew McConaughey.
He was a really cool character.
Yeah, I love that movie. And then there's Monkey? That helps him out.
Monkey's the best character, I think.
Yeah, and then you have the little paper mache. And I thought Rooney Mara, her voice work was very effective in that. Oh, it's just a beautiful looking movie, and Matthew McConaughey voices a beetle.
Yeah, you said a nice one, so now I'm going to go with a nice one. Remember the ant that the kids were riding in their backyard in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Man, I got that on my list too.
And that ant was so nice, and it helped. And then they encountered the scorpion, and it defended them against the scorpion. And when that ant died, that was like when we lost Artax in the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, I could count it on one hand, like 3 fingers. E.T., when E.T.'s laying in that ditch, right? Just going, looking all gross. And then Artax, one of the... Is it Artax? Atreyu.
Atreyu was the kid.
Oh, yeah, Artax. You're right. The horse. What a brutal, horrible scene. And then the ant. Man, it fought a scorpion, dude.
Which is funny, because either that was the biggest ant that anyone's ever had in their backyard, or that was the smallest scorpion everyone's ever had in their backyard, because they were very comparable in size.
What a great ant. What a neat practical effect. Josh Gad is going to remake that movie, of all people.
As the dad?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it could be fun. I mean, with all the visual effects nowadays, I think it could look pretty cool. All right, so let's see. I got a weird one, but in 8-Legged Freaks, there's a spider that goes, woohoo!
What?
Yeah, so there's a scene where David Arquette is shooting, and when he says you 8-legged freaks, there's a spider that it kind of like repels after him as he's going into the mall, and the spider's like, yee-haw! So a spider makes that noise in that movie.
I have still never seen that movie.
You've never?
And it's not because I don't want to see it. It's not because I don't want to see it. It's not. You've been raving about it on and off for like a decade, I feel like.
I have it on Vudu.
I've watched that.
Yeah, it's hokey done right. It has Scarlett Johansson when she was like 18, Carrie Werner, David Arquette. It has a very fun, hokey, nostalgic vibe to it. And it has almost maybe like an Evolution type vibe, or like a Slither where PG-13 and not written by James Gunn, if that makes sense. But it has
I just took a pretentious sip of my old Rasputin, and my brow rose as you said Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, she's in it. She's riding dirt bikes in it. Carrie Werner's her mom. Yeah, this is a young cat. I like Arquette a lot. Oh, Dougie Doug is in it. I'm a huge Cool Runnings fan, so I'm happy about that. And it's fun. I really enjoyed it. I was working in a theater when it came out, and of course no one watched it. But for some reason I connected with it. I dig it. Bloody Disgusting. They just released a really cool article about it that I read. But no, I love that movie. I have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, there's a spider that's like, yeehaw!
That's weird. I actually saw a GIF on Twitter yesterday of a giant trapdoor spider